Well, thank you, everyone. Heather and I are thrilled to be here today to be able to talk about our off-the-record D&I practitioner discussion we just had. As a D&I professional, I'm thrilled to be here, also to represent PwC. And we started this off-the-record discussion with the CEO of PwC, Tim Ryan, talking about CEO action for diversity and inclusion, and talking about the collaboration he helped create among 600 organizations. And you'll see collaboration is something we talked about. He was also very vulnerable in the discussion of his journey on D&I as our CEO. I love these recording graphics. I'm looking at this almost like this is our D&I practitioner vision board for what we can accomplish together and collaborate together. Maybe I'll let Heather talk about some of the salient points.
Yeah, one of the key takeaways we talked about in the group was really that transparency is the currency of trust. And one of the key ways to drive that transparency is through data. And data about where you are as an organization today with your diversity and inclusion activities. Where are you organizationally in terms of your overall organization, the composition of your organization? That sets kind of a really great foundation for where are you today, and then also setting the stage for where is you as organization and leadership wants to go. And being able to have the courage to share that internally, set some metrics and goals for how you want to move the needle, and then report that out regularly to your organization as a way to drive that accountability and visibility and that trust within your organization that you truly are committed in a data-driven way to moving the needle on diversity and inclusion. Another thing we talked about really is that movement on diversity and inclusion is not going to happen in one foul swoop strategic moment. It's really going to be to have the courage to take action on a daily basis, to really make decisions about the small changes you can make in your practices, whether that be in terms of talent acquisition, onboarding, how you grow and develop your people, looking at your data related to who's progressing and being promoted, what is your stats related to how you're helping to grow and improve and move the needle for your management team. So again, there's, take action now, have the courage to take that action and do that and be committed to that in your organization today.
And when we think about taking that action together collectively, we think about the vulnerability that we all need to have, whether it's around creating community in our four walls, talking about the data, talking about our representation, talking about the words we use every day. And we think a lot about difficult conversations at PwC, and part of the CEO Action Day of Understanding was that you need to have these conversations, but you also need to be forgiving in the moment, because not everyone's going to use the right word, approach the conversation that everyone might want them to. But that should never stop us from having action and moving forward. And we think this vulnerability coming from the top, like Heather as a CEO, Chief Diversity Officer, is a great role model for the organization, and really talking to the organization and your leaders. It's just not the top leaders of an organization, it's also everyone else that's a leader and that has impact on our people across all life cycles like retention, recruiting, assessment, promotion, advancement. Those leaders are making decisions every day, and they need to understand the vernacular of inclusion, why we have inclusion, the behaviors around inclusion that are very important to what we're trying to do together from a collaboration standpoint, community, and equality.
Absolutely. I just wanted to say thank you to PwC as one of the CEO signatories of the CEO for Action and Inclusion and Diversity and Inclusion. Thank you to PwC for your leadership. We were able to be one of the companies to participate in the Day of Understanding, December 7th. It was a very, very powerful opportunity and a catalyst for deeper conversation within our organization. We were able to take advantage of an expert from PwC that came to our company, help lead the conversation. So again, thank you for your work and for your leadership and Tim's leadership in really moving the needle in the community related to D&I.
Well, thank you. We're thrilled we're able to help drive change across many organizations and share We know this is not something we should be competing on. This is something we should all be rising the tide together. And so Heather, thank you for your vulnerability in leading and signing the CEO Action Pledge, because that is vulnerable as a leader. And so for those that are not part of that CEO Action community, I really recommend going back and talking to your CEO and talking about how powerful that is, and also the I Act On pledge. So for everyone that was in our off the record, very refreshing D&I session, we thank you for your participation, and we thank you for listening to this debrief.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.